Today, we're going to talk about the metaverse. I think this could be very positive for our society and economy. But enough with the fun and games. One example that we are seeing take off is fitness. And speaking of that, I think it's time for my workout.
Virtual reality is slowly creeping into our lives, and I wanted to test if the fitness side is at least more promising than the gaming.
Girl, are you fucking...
Could doing cardio with virtual reality be any more fun and easier to stick to, as this could be the future of fitness?
This is going to be amazing.
I recently bulked up and have around 15 pounds of fat that I want to lose, and I want to speed up losing this with some cardio. I was able to slowly convince myself that the gym wasn't hell on earth. Surely I can do the same with VR, by replacing all of my sports with virtual reality cardio for 100 days. The goal? To see if this can be a fun, healthy way to burn more calories and help with fat loss. You know how the saying goes, don't sit too close to the TV, strap it to your head instead. But seriously, just looking at the stock images of VR doesn't exactly fill me with confidence. This might actually be an awful idea. I'll continue weightlifting, because without this, when I've stuck to similar fat loss challenges in the past, I've just lost muscle. I booked a photoshoot for 100 days later, and pondered why the founder of this thing trained so much in real life. Must be an idiot or something. I guess we'll find out. It was time to get serious, so I spawned in McDonald's to ask a wise gentleman for guidance.
Where's the best place to exercise?
In a gym?
On the bouncy house thingy?
The bouncy house?
Yeah, the bouncy house over there. You see that? You'll get your leg muscles up. You'll never have to skip leg day ever again. Trust me.
As fun as that sounded, I wasn't going to take a leg advice from this guy. So I just googled and came up with 8 workout apps to try. On day 1, I decided to start with Mark's favourite.
I love Beat Saber.
It was actually giving me flashbacks to doing too many sherbet straw things at the primary school disco.
Make sure to do the blinds when you do this.
If we look at the reviews, this person lost 20 kilograms in 2 months playing this. This person lost 16 pounds. And this person broke both of their wrists.
You're probably wondering 2 things. Firstly, what is this black thing on my head? It's literally just to keep the hair out of my face. And secondly, how effective actually is this thing for cardio?
3,500 calories is about how much of a deficit it takes to lose a pound of fat. So if I was burning an extra 300 calories a day with this, around 8 pounds of fat loss may result from this. So the majority still needs to come from eating less. In fact, cardio is not at all necessary for fat loss. Walking more and eating less is usually easier. I aim for a rate of weight loss around 0.75% of body weight per week, which is a point where fat loss is fairly rapid, without negatively impacting my strength too much, or making me ravenous. The way I do this is by tracking calories. Now, there's a lot of free options on the market, but they tend to lack a lot of the key features, and they're often plastered in ads. It's also something I'm willing to pay for, because I do tend to use it quite a lot, but I don't want to spend too much, because I tend to track quite loosely, and I like a more minimal app. So, last year I switched to Yazio, which is why I was really happy to hear that they actually want to support the channel and sponsor a video. The main thing which sold me on Yazio was actually just how easy it is to use. It takes me under 10 minutes a day when I'm being quite accurate with things. You see, by tracking calories, you can ensure the weight loss phase is smooth and steady, so it doesn't take any longer than it needs to be. If you're interested, here's what a day of eating looks like for me. As you can see pretty much all you need at a glance. It also comes with over 2,000 recipes for you to try, like this katsu chicken, this pasta, or this kebab. I've tried a lot of calorie tracker apps at this point, and for me, this is the most intuitive. They have over 85 million users for a reason. They've also given me a link which gets you 50% off, which will be available in the description. I actually started off with the free version, and I decided to go with the pro version when I realised just how affordable it actually was. So thanks to Yazio for sponsoring this video. Now, if you do track, it's important to not let your weight be the only measure of success, because it's possible to lose fat, but your weight stays the same, thanks to random fluctuations. How you look, feel and perform is also important. The next game was slightly less cheerleader-like. It had me breathing like one of those dogs with the respiratory issues. You basically just fight someone. and this was getting my heart rate above 180, so it was one I was going to spend a lot of time in, as things started going downhill after this. The reviews on this one are interesting. Lots of small racist children. Excellent way to break your fingers. Dislocated my finger in real life.
How do I play this game?
You get tagged. That's how you play this freaking game. You go tag other people right now, buddy.
Ah.
I hate you. I'm picking your boogers.
I kinda sucked at this game, so I stuck to journalism.
Is it true there's a bunch of racist kids?
Maybe.
It turns out this wasn't the case. The worst thing I heard was people genuinely concerned at how bad I was.
Do you have a Fitbit? A watch? Apple Watch?
No.
Are you getting more steps? Something?
No, I'm trying to play it.
You don't slap your arms while you're in the air if you wanna. If you wanna get steps. But
On day 31, my girlfriend took this video of our cat chasing his tail, yet I somehow managed to look the bigger idiot. On day 46, I punched balls to DMX. Not sure it's the legacy he wanted, but the game was decent until it froze.
Look at this. My hands are frozen.
So, I played some more Thrill of the Fight.
Good night, Andy Tate.
We're around the halfway mark here, and the fat was coming off. 90% of my time was spent in Thrill of the Fight, but any longer than 20 minutes, and I'd feel incredibly motion sick. So, I tried out some shooting games. But this wasn't exactly strenuous, so I boxed a pumpkin.
Ooh. Getting battered by a pumpkin.
After all that violence, I thought it was time for a nice, peaceful PE lesson with Joe Wicks.
My ex-partner saved my life. He'd got ill with HIV and asked me to go and test. And the unfortunate thing was that he passed.
That was tragic.
Kinda killed the mood a bit. Maybe I should have just listened to Lil Bro.
Yeah, this is even more weird in VR.
Next one, down on the ground. What we're gonna do with our hands, so with our feet.
Do you ever just question your life choices? Because I had another 2 months of this before a photo shoot, and I was slowly losing my sanity. It turns out, HIT sucks even more in VR. And I'm not gonna lie, prancing around like this kinda felt disrespectful to that woman's deceased husband.
I'm not doing burpees. That's not happening. I think that's it for today.
With 3 weeks to go, I fought the final boss on Thrill of the Fight. I've been trying to keep this exciting, but it's definitely been a struggle. You see, when I first started, I wanted to be like the athletes I'd see on TV. But this wasn't exactly what I had in mind. As much as being HIT sucks, you kinda need that to improve your technique and form. And let's be honest, these graphics are cursed.
Ugh.
Things were starting to get very boring. When I work is on a screen, when I exercise a screen, when I shop a screen, and TV in the evening another screen. I like martial arts and running because it helps me de-stress, but this thing was just gaining me strange looks from the postman and severe motion sickness. Thankfully, my fat loss was looking more promising than my brain health. To clear my head, I went to play some golf.
Okay. Okay. Full swing. I mean, it's quite accurate because that's probably where it would go in real life.
Okay, to be brutally honest, there's no way I'm sticking to this outside of these 100 days. Last year, I explained how to achieve a body transformation. This year, I'm going to show you how you could make sticking to it easier by gamifying things, but I feel like I've done the exact opposite. You see, cardio and vegetables are always going to suck to some extent, but what helped me stick to things 3 years ago, with much more ease, was a simple concept I like to adapt for you in fitness terms. If you ever fall off or you're really struggling with things, this is what it all comes back to.
And it's probably the world's simplest idea. I call it the golden circle. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do, 100%. Some know how they do it, but very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief?
Should it really be a surprise that you can't force yourself to stick to a mindless trend or resolution that has virtually no personal meaning? This doesn't have to be deep. If you have a weight loss goal or a sport-specific goal, like losing 25 pounds, what's the reason becoming the person who achieves that goal is worthwhile? Maybe you want to lose fat so you can play sports with your kid. Maybe you want to bulk up like Jared to prove your strength despite chronic illness. Or you just want to be the best version of yourself. You can try and force yourself to do something you despise and hope something sticks. You may even achieve your end goal. But if you actually want to stick to your resolutions and eventually reach a point where you stick to habits because it's just a part of who you are, instead of falling off like everyone else, then you should start with why. I know I'm not the most muscular, but for me, I could probably persevere with whatever this is, more than average, because my starting point sucked. The muscle I've gained is from the gym. The fat I've lost is mostly diet, with cardio speeding this up slightly. These photos are taken in optimal conditions, and I personally feel at my best when I'm slightly higher in body fat and not trying to convince the photographer that I haven't just escaped a mental asylum. What sucks is it's difficult to show the main benefits of doing cardio. If you really enjoy video games, maybe this is the thing for you. But I think most of us look at screens enough, and we'd be better off doing a sport or just getting outside. I didn't spend more than I can afford on this thing to promote VR as some body transformation tool, but to show it doesn't really matter what you do, as long as you nail the fundamentals and are consistent. I guess what I'm trying to say is that while it's good to know how to reach your fitness goals, I just hope you remember why you should.